Hello and welcome to this webinar on behalf of Legal Futures entitled The Corporate Insolvency and Governance Act 2020, A Brave New World. My name is Stephen Allinson. I'm a solicitor and licensed insolvency practitioner. I own my own legal training and consultancy company, and I'm also chairman of the board of the Insolvency Service. And you can imagine, therefore, that I've been pretty busy in recent months looking at this whole area of the Corporate Insolvency and Governance Act. So what I'm going to do in the next hour is try and lead you through an analysis, at a very top level analysis of the Act, give you some practical tips as to how I think it could be interpreted, and hopefully therefore you'll feel in a more confident position when you're first asked to advise on it. Now, we are covering, as you'll see, setting it in its background. So first of all, I'm going to look at some economic issues, and perhaps the figures I tell you will surprise you a little bit. But then I'm going to delve into the rationale behind the new Corporate Insolvency and Governance Act. It's known as CIG, actually, CIG, and it may be, to save time, I'll call it SIG or the new Act as we go along. My emphasis is going to be very much for the professional practitioner. Maybe you're a lawyer watching and listening to my webinar, or perhaps someone who works in the insolvency practitioner field. Either way, I hope that we'll be able to assist you because there's some pretty interesting stuff in here. And I think it's probably fair to say it will revolutionize how we're thinking about insolvency. But as I said, first, I just want to set this new act in the economic and perhaps political position in which we find ourselves. So I've put up here some economic trends and statistics. And this slide is based on figures supplied by the Insolvency Service. Many of you will know that up until the COVID pandemic, every quarter, the Insolvency Service provided an analysis of where we were going, the numbers of the different corporate and personal insolvencies that had taken place in the previous quarter. Well, they decided in the spring to do this monthly, given the concerns over the COVID pandemic.